adored by other people. I'm not here to have that. I'm here bearing fruit. And for some of you, it's bitter, it's sour, you don't like the way it tastes. Other people will say it doesn't taste good, don't eat it. And the people that have worked hard to reach out and grab it and take it, they know it's sweet. They pay their bills with it. They buy cars with it. They're getting homes with it. They quit their jobs with it. They're building wealth with it. Okay, so you're not going to have anybody tell you, if you've tasted it now, no one's going to convince you that you've wasted your time. Who's going to tell you that? Nobody. You're not going to give them the time of day. So you have to do everything in this industry with removing and pruning all these bad things that are going to suck your attention and draw your passion away from being just principle oriented, result driven, and then consistency will be the derivative of that. That's what's going to come from doing those things. But you can't expect it to happen right away. And that's unfortunate, but that's the truth. And I don't hide from it. I don't sugarcoat it. You have to earn it. And there's no shortcut to it. There's no get to the point ICT. The point has already been made. The process is what you have to get to. Get to the process. I already went through the point. You get to the process and stick to it, because the results will yield themselves to you. But if you're lazy, if you have Olympic size expectations, and you haven't been trading for several years consistently, that's a pipe dream. That is absolute fantasy. And it's guaranteed to be disappointing if you're holding that to, I'm going to do this. I'm going to prove my friends and family wrong. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make $1 million. I'm going to make $300,000 my first year trading, and I'm going to do it with a $500 account. No, you're not. I'm telling you, as your mentor, you are not doing that. So don't even try to set yourself up for it. What's wrong with, I'm going to try to make 1% to 2% a week. That's my initial goal. I'm going to build up from that. But let's just see if I can hit that. How do I do pushing myself into a disciplinary approach to trading, just that and stopping? Can you do it? Because I'm going to tell you something. I put my private mentorship group through that several times each year. And it was surprising to see how they couldn't do it. Some of them could, but the majority of them couldn't do it. They wanted to do something else. It wasn't engaging enough. Really? What if you have a $500,000 account and you're doing 2% a week with that? Who's not impressed by that? I mean, I have money. That's still good money to me. But you all want some things to be superhuman, like out of the stratosphere type results. Like that stuff is attainable easily. It's not. It's not for someone that's new. So why would you believe anybody that says they can do it? I don't tell you you can do it. I couldn't do it in my first 6 years. I had to flounder around, blew lots of accounts. And nobody sat down with me and told you what I'm telling you. And I wish they would have. It would have been so much better for me psychologically to just hear someone tell me, you're doing it wrong. Stop doing it that way and do it this way. Even though it doesn't feel like it's productive and it's not sexy. It's not, the fast track to riches. I would have welcomed to hear that. Like I've been very appreciative to hear that. A message like this, I would have loved to have heard it. But, times are different now. Social media has changed everybody's perception of reality, truth, what matters most. And if you're not doing this to improve yourself, your family, your well-being, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Because If you're doing it for any other reasons than those three, you're doing it for reasons that's about image, which means you're going to be emotionally charged about every trade you take, which is rule number one. You can't be emotionally attached to the trades. You can't have a feeling of failure if it doesn't work for you. That transaction wasn't profitable. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just an unprofitable trade. That's not failure. That just means that transaction failed to yield you a profit. That's it. That's not your failure. That's not your inability to be profitable beyond that trade. It doesn't mean that. But that's what most of you are doing to yourself. You're telling yourself that this is what this means. This is the line in the sand. This means I can't be profitable. I have to have consistently winning trades. I'm not giving myself permission to have a losing trade or a losing week or a losing month. So I'm going to ask you the question again. If you lost 10%, 15% drawdown in 1 month, do you give yourself permission to have that? Chances are you're thinking to yourself, man, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's something I should be doing. No profitable trader or student of smart money concepts would have something like that. When I have students that have gone through my mentorship, and some of them have had months like that, and they still close the year out up 300, 400% for the year. To me, that's healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not a bad thing. But some of you would look at that and say, look at this. This person's failing. I couldn't do that. I couldn't stomach that. Well, if you can't lose money, then you won't be a profitable trader, because profitable traders are professional losers. We manage risk, we manage losing, and we turn every trade that starts as a losing trade into winning trades over time. That's a consistently profitable trader. And think about it, because it's the truth. You got to get past the spread and the commission costs before you do anything. Before that market moves in your favor, you got to come over those costs first. So everybody opens a trade up in a losing position immediately. How you close that trade defines your ability to be profitable or not for that one transaction. But that one transaction, profitable or not profitable, does not make or break your career. But your perception as a new student or someone that's becoming, I guess, interest in market, you're just now dabbling in it. You think that is the beginning of the end. Well, that's true if you lose your mind and you go bonkers and you start over trading, feeling like you got to get it back right away. Oh, I'm going to lose my funded account. I got to get this back right away. Why? Who said you have to get it back right now? Who said that? You did. Why? Because social media's influence over you. Some joker on the internet who probably has never proven themselves profitable, being able to call a market before it happens, trade it, execute it, manage it, none of it. They sit around, they talk crap all the time and bring nothing to the table of usefulness. You've allowed them to set the mindset for you. Why are you so easily influenced by these people? Why are you letting other people give you these problematic viewpoints? Stop that. Remove all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with having a mind that's hive-like. Okay, a hive-like mindset. When you're around successful people that are doing successful things and are trying to do things with a process that's similar. That's not a cult. That's a hive mentality. And hive mentality is what you see ultra successful people join. Think about it. Back in the 80s, there was these clubs, these social clubs, Club Med. Okay. I'm joining this club, and you had to be accepted into it. That was a social status. Okay. Well, successful people only want successful people around them. They don't tolerate poorly lived lives around them because they're going to be a drain. Now, that's not something that sounds like arrogance. It's not arrogance. Okay. Okay. Success breeds success. And I've said this before in some of my other lectures. The best thing in my life was when I cut dead weight out of my friendships and got rid of toxic relationships. But you want to hold on to these abusive relationships because you feel like I'll be a terrible person. If I cut this relationship off, if I stop hanging with these people, if I stop going out on the weekends and wasting my fucking money that I worked my ass off for to buy drinks that are overpriced, to be around people I can't fucking stand, dress up, spend money on clothes to impress people you don't even fucking like. These mentalities that people subscribe to, that's the wrong way of doing it. You got to cut that dead shit out of your life. And that same approach, you need to do that with your trades. If you have dead wood in your trade, you cut it out, get rid of it. You want something that's going to float. You want something that's going to sail on its own, take off, and have no problem. But if you got to tow the weight of a market that's not trying to move, and you want to see your will come to fruition, you want to see your pride and ego get stoked because you held on to something that you knew in your heart of hearts that thing was wrong. It wasn't moving anywhere. But just because you held on to it, it just happened to have a static little move in your favor, and it ran up and hit your little short-term 5-handle, 6-handle move. And you're going to champion that like it's something great. It's not. You broke every rule. You put yourself through an abusive relationship. That trade was abusive. You coddled that. You held on to it. You enabled it to do those things to you. You allowed it to abuse you mentally and psychologically, and you risked monetary loss because you didn't want to cut it out of your career as a trader. It's a failed relationship. There's nothing wrong with it. When you identify it early, there's nothing wrong with cutting that out. You want to be around success. Success breeds success. It's not privilege. It's mindset. And if you have a defeated mindset and you have bums, busters, jokers, clowns hanging around you, mooching, hey man, got any cigarettes? Got a cigarette, man? I don't smoke, but that's one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. You're broke, you can't afford it, and you're asking somebody else for another cigarette. Hey man, I'm a little short this week. You got me tonight, man? I want to go out and get some drinks. You got me? No, I ain't fucking got you. Stay the fuck home. And I ain't spending my money on you. Okay? If you can't afford it, then don't go out. These people are draining you. They're draining your energy. They're draining your wallets. And what are they bringing to you? You might feel like, oh, yeah, I'm helping them out. Fuck them. They're losers. They're losers. They're creating a stagnant environment for you. Any energy you direct towards them, enabling them to be a drain on everyone, you included, you're stealing that opportunity for you to give yourself an increase that will benefit you, your family, and your circle. That's not greed. That's not selfishness. That's success. Okay? That's how you stay afloat. You don't let dead weight drag you down and drown you. And I did that with my personal relationships with my friends that I went to high school with. I'm telling you, I got one out of all of them. And I went to school with them since preschool. So long ago, the school doesn't even stand on the ground anymore. It burnt down and never rebuilt it. And honestly, he doesn't do well with money. He doesn't listen to me. But I love him like a brother. He's my oldest friend. And you know, the bottom line is this. You are making decisions in these markets that are going to be manifesting the very way you conduct your personal life. And if your personal life is a fucking mess, why are you surprised that your trades are the same way? That hurts, doesn't it? It's meant to. because that was the personal realization I had when I was going through the development stage. And I'm looking around, I'm like, why the hell is this happening to me? Like, I can make money, and all of a sudden, I feel like I got a case of the ass. I got to prove something to somebody who's looking at me. I'm not sharing my statements to anyone. Nobody was aware of what I was doing initially. I didn't want to show anybody because I was afraid I would jinx it. People don't probably know that today, these young guys. Jinx. I'm an old person. I guess it's something we used to say. But the point is, I would manifest these things that I would do in my relationships, my friendships. I would enable toxic behavior in my friends and relationships with women. I had the warning sign shining me right in the face, like a big red flashing light saying, hey, look, there's a problem with this lady that you're dating. This guy is a bum. He's not really your friend. He's just wanting to mooch off of you. But I didn't want to be a jerk. I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to seem, ignorant. Well, in trading, you got to be rude. You got to be ruthless. You got to be ignorant. With trades that don't fucking work, get rid of them. Who gives a shit? Close it. So what? The broker made more money than you did in that transaction. Who gives a shit? You're not letting your stop loss get hit, and you're not wasting fucking time worrying about something that's probably not going to pan out. And then when it doesn't pan out, you aren't going to regret doing all that shit to yourself. If you're in a toxic relationship, if you ever had a toxic relationship, and then tweet to me, say, I know exactly what the hell you're talking about, and it makes perfect sense. That's exactly what you're doing to yourself. If you get into a trade and you know in your heart of hearts that this son of a bitch is not going to move, it ain't going to move, but you want to hold on to it anyway because you want to be a nice person. Fuck that. These markets will rip your heart out. It will take everything. It'll take your ego, your pride, your money, and if you let it, your sanity. The money is the least of your concern. I've known people that are not here anymore because they lost money. Some of them lots of money, and some of them ended themselves for very insignificant amounts of money. It's mind-boggling that they couldn't tolerate it, and they off themselves. Can you imagine? Can you imagine getting to the point where you lose less than $50,000? Less than $50,000. And that's it. You can't handle it. You got to check out. That's horrible. But that's what this will do to people unless you get control. You have to have control of your decision-making processes. You have to have a rule-based idea, and you got to cut the bullshit out. Remove it. If it isn't making you money, get it the fuck out of here. If it's not helping you keep your money, get it the fuck out of here. Think about it, ladies. What are you looking for in a man? You want a breadwinner, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you want stability.